Hey everybody, it's Sarah, the wine-loving bookworm, back with another book review. Sorry last week I took the week off. Took a little hiatus, took a little break from doing this. We went to the UCF football game on Saturday, and then we watched the first weekend of NFL football, and I just didn't feel like doing a video. So I didn't. But I'm back again this week and ready to give you a book review. And I just watched the Jacksonville Jaguars, you see my shirt, beat the Patriots, so woo, go Jags. That was a great game. Alright, so let's start with the wine first tonight. This is a Cupcake Malbec, if you can see that. I like cupcake wines. I think they're really good. I've had the Sauvignon Blanc, the Pinot Grigio. There's a red velvet. It's really good. And then there's like a dark, like a black almost label, and that one's really good too. So I pretty much think this is going to be good as well because I've never had a bad cupcake wine, but let's give it a shot. Cheers. That's good. If you like red wines, if you like Malbecs, that's pretty good. It's pretty light. So yeah, definitely try that one. All the cupcake wines I think are good. So you can't really go wrong with them. All right, now for the book. I think that this is probably going to be a pretty short review because I just hated this book. It is called Where They Found Her by Kimberly McCreight. It's fiction. It's about a little over 300 pages. Pretty easy read. You know, it's not difficult. It moves pretty quickly. It was just not interesting, though. It was confusing. It was strange. A little bit of the backstory. It's a woman and her husband, and they were living in New York City. I think they have a daughter. And they moved to a more rural area outside the city, small town. She had had a stillborn baby, which had really affected her, obviously. And so they try to get a change of pace. Now she moves out here and she becomes a reporter. She was an attorney in New York City. Now suddenly she's a reporter. That was the first kind of strange thing. I'm an attorney in my day job, and I don't think I could move to a town and be a reporter. I mean, I have no skills. I have no background in that. So that was very strange. So they move out there. Her husband is a university professor, and there's a university in the town. But they do say it's a small town, too, which, okay. So she generally does fluff pieces, you know, the school play or what's showing in the art gallery. I don't know if they have an art gallery. I'm making that up. But, you know, stuff like that. So real easy, fluffy pieces. But one day, the other two reporters who work on this newspaper are, like, out of town. So her editor calls her and tells her he wants her to go cover this story and that they found a body out. I think it's either on the university grounds or right next to the university grounds. Either way, a university cop found a body. So she's like, all right, you know. And so she goes out there, and it happens to be the body of an infant that was found. So, you know, is that going to affect her because she lost her baby, you know, and there's this whole, trauma with that. Okay. So the book basically is all about trying to determine how this baby got there, who brought that baby there, who killed it, was it born that way, and they were abandoned, you know, that whole thing. The book was told, it went back and forth between three different perspectives. The main character, who I can't even freaking remember her name right now, let me say, Molly, Barbara, who's a woman in town, and Sandy, who's a young girl, like 16-ish or so. So kind of each chapter switches back and forth between those three, telling it from their perspective. Now, I mean, it just didn't make a whole lot of sense to me. They kind of had this whole big backstory with the parents that are in the town now and how they grew up in high school. Some of the ages didn't really match up to me, though. And then, you know, then there's the new generation of the kids, and so it kind of like weaves in between that. It's just a big mystery, basically, and a not very well written or very well thought out mystery, I thought. The ending was just stupid, in my opinion. I mean, I felt like they were trying to do well, we're going to surprise you by who it is, you know, and it was like, yeah, but that person really had nothing to do with this entire story. So I'm not going to give away too much of it for you. If you want to read it, which I would strongly recommend, you do not read it. So, anything I liked about the book? No. was just dumb. I mean, it was stupid. It's like one of those books you pick up in the airport when you need something on the plane to read, and you're just like, oh, this is stupid. You know, I just didn't like the writing. I didn't like the story. I didn't like anything about it. And they made it sound interesting, like Where They Found Her. Like, ooh, that's a great title. There's something I liked about the book. But the book itself was just, it was just really bad. So, pass on Where They Found Her by Kimberly McCreight. I didn't even look the author up because I could care less. Okay, so that's that book. So let's move on to something more interesting. My next book. I haven't really decided yet what I'm going to do, but I'm thinking about reading. These are big, long books. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get them done. And I'm still reading my son's book, too. So this one's called Beneath a Ruthless Sun, and it's by Gilbert King. He wrote a book called Devil in the Grove, which is a really good book, and you should go read it. He's a more like civil rights kind of guy. He tells real stories. And Devil in the Grove was actually was a story in the town I live in, or kind of like right next to Tavares is a town next door, and Eustis, I think. It kind of involved those towns and a little bit of Mount Dora where I live. So I was really interested in reading it. He's an excellent writer, excellent research, really great book. So he just came out with this book. And it's kind of the same thing, an African American civil rights kind of thing. I think I think that's what it is. I haven't 100% read it. I just loved Devil in the Grove, and I knew it was kind of in the same vein, so I was like, gotta get this one. So it's either between this one or Columbine, which this is the book that Dave Cullen, who's a reporter, wrote about the Columbine massacre. So I got that one. So that's another one I'm thinking of. But they're both kind of long. I mean, Columbine's like, it has appendices. Looks like the actual book's almost 400. And then Devil in the Grove probably has appendices too, because that's what that's what you gotta do. That is a little less than 400. So maybe I'll try, or Devil in the Grove. See, I'm still so fixated on that book. Beneath a Ruthless Sun. Maybe I'll try to read this one, and maybe I'll try for Columbine the week after. So we'll see how it goes this week. I'll let you know on Wednesday on my Instagram. Wine Lemon Bookworm, and you can also find it under Sarah Hampton. So please follow me on there, and I will give you whatever book I'm going to read by Wednesday to tell you which one I picked. And if you want to hear about one or the other, let me know. Drop it in the comments, and let me know what you want to hear. So sorry, this is like super short. I have like nothing to say about this book. Like it was just horrible, and I kind of had the feeling when I picked it up, like, this is dumb. Don't read this book. But whatever, you win some, you lose some. So anyway, again, you see this book, just keep walking right on by, okay? Know Where They Found Her. I don't know what else Kimberly McCreight has written, but this one sucks. But on the plus side, pick up yourselves up some Cupcake Malbec, because that's great. Yum. And all the Florida teams won today. I'm not a Bucks fan, but I'm a big Dolphins fan, big Jags fan, basically because a lot of UCF players go to the Jags, and that is awesome. We're kicking ass this year. So that's all for me. I hope you guys have a really good week. And again, check out my Instagram at Wine Loving Bookworm, and I will let you know which book I decided on for next week. Cheers.